I played Pavlov VR for a very long period before making this review, and actually even in the last year it may be in the top 10 games that I played the most. Keeping in mind that I actually play daily tons of games just because you need to make it as the thing, since you're a game creator. Anyway, I have to make this video now because I feel like this is the best time to showcase Pavlov VR. And this game that is developed by Minecraft Games is one of the best fast-pacing multiplayer VR first-person shooter, and in general this is one of the best FPS games that you can play in general now. Often this game is described as the Counter-Strike in VR, the game that has grown into a staple of VR enthusiasts since its release. With the vibrant community, modding support and constant updates, Pavlov VR is the game that feels alive, engaging and worth every second of your time. So let's talk about what making this game so awesome. At its core, it lies into the gameplay, gunplay, and everything that excels in this department. The shooting mechanics are deeply satisfying thanks to the realistic handling of firearms. Players must manually reload weapons, insert magazines, cock pistols, and even manage the bolt actions. Every weapon feels unique, and learning their instinctive as the layer of depth that makes firefighting excitement. The game offers different variety of the models, such as search and destroy, classic team-based gameplay mechanic, team deathmatch, fast-paced adrenaline-filled shooter, prop hunt, which is really surprising nowadays that you can play even that, a hilarious twist where the players disguise themselves as the props, and the zombies mods especially, which is super fun, almost like a survival against the waves of the undead. Also the gunplay is in the game, which I don't really play a lot, but I would say the previous modes are really awesome in the game. Each mode provides a distinct experience, categorizing on competitive players, casuals, and those who really would just love to play kind of a good game for a laugh. Adding a variety for the Pavlov VR, it creates community-made maps, modes ranging from detailed recreation of the real-world locations to wildlife creative designs. This extensive modding support ensures that no two play sessions are almost the same, because the mobs and cards and everything you can play are awesome. Visuals and immersion. Visuals in Pavlov VR are one of the best and polishedly optimized for VR system. While not hyper-realistic, the game strikes the balance between the graphical fidelity and performance, ensuring a smooth experience even during the intense firefights. Environments are variedly from industrial warehouses to the lush outdoor battlefields. Each has wildly enough to the detail to feel themselves alive. I would have to say that I love some of the modes where people create Counter-Strike maps in the Pavlov, and genuinely I love playing Dust 2 on this game. Immersion is where the game truly shines. The tactical nature of VR allows you to interact with weapons and objectives. Essentially, as a joke, for example, you can lay down on the ground and you literally can take the mag out of your enemy's weapon. Believe me, there is so much clarity. I would recommend you to just check it out in, some of YouTube videos of the other creators, which I'm not going to mention here. So what sets it apart? Its community and mods, obviously. The Steam Workshop integrates a treasure of trove of custom maps, modes, and the game modes. Whether you want to relive classic Counter-Strike maps, dive into the zombie apocalypses, or into the roleplay into entirely new settings, the possibilities are endless. The realistic gunplay mechanics. Weapons in Pavlov VR are not just tools, they're an experience. The game requires you to load magazines, manage ammunition, and even iron your sights or scope, giving you a depth that flat the screen shooters cannot replicate. Competitive play. For those who care kind of like competition, Pavlov VR has dedicated scene of the skilled players. Its ranked modes and private lobbies make it great for the performers to play in their latest skills. A lot of fun you can be found in modes like a prop hunt or maybe even community map based on the memes, ensure that you always have room for laughs. The pros of the game is amazing gameplay, amazing gunplay, diversity of game mods, active modding community, and smooth performance. Even the cross platforms kind of situation where all the PC VR and standalone devices can play together. There are some cons in the game, like a steep learning curve for newcomers, especially if you haven't played any VR game. Obviously you'll have a little bit of overwhelming beginning. Community service sometimes can be chaotic, and not all the mods or the maps are polished, but again, what can you do with that? So for some people it's a minus is that you don't really have a campaign here, but again, what is it up to you? And occasional bugs. Again, it's a VR game, we're in 2025, I think VR is only developing, and in general it's not really that bad. Platforms and accessibility. In general, it's almost available on all the major VR platforms as PSVR, MetaQuest, PlayStation VR 2. Also, PlayStation VR, PSVR boost the most features. The Quest and PS2 VR also holds really very well. In general, my final thoughts that if you want to dive into the world of VR gaming, you love Counter-Strike, you want to play it a little bit in a different way, I think in a probably more fun way, I would say, you need to play Pavlov VR. Get yourself a VR headset and believe me, in 2025 we will see a lot of VR games. So guys, if you want to see more VR content, just let me know. I'll see you. Bye!